And now this historic spot on Summit Street in downtown Kansas City is home to a rustic restaurant with its own butcher shop. The same folks behind the celebrated Hank's Charcuterie in Lawrence welcome you to a new Midwestern bistro, Fox and Pearl. So from Mass Street in Lawrence to here in the corner of 21st and Summit in Kansas City, Missouri, we're checking out this 100-year-old building that's the new home to Fox and Pearl. Let's check it out. So we've come through the front doors, and the first person who's greeting us is Kristine Hull of Fox and Pearl, the owner of Fox and Pearl.
One of.
This is a fantastic space you guys have down here. You walk in, and instantly you're greeted by this huge bar here. Can you talk a little bit about the bar? And I know it's granite here, right?
This is actually marble.
Marble.
Yep, so this is a reclaimed marble. We tried to be very specific about our material selections and doing as much reclaimed as possible. This is actually from a VA hospital in Leavenworth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we have all of our marble tables, the marble tops. They used to be bathroom stalls.
Really?
Yeah.
And let's walk a little bit more this way. See all of these stools that you have here. Are these iron? So they're super heavy.
Yeah, so one of the kind of design features is when we did the space, we found these beams were original to the space, and so I wanted to tie into that. So I found, these cast iron stools, and I just had them re-powder coated in a matte to kind of fit with that look.
And this is over a 100-year-old building. What do you know about the history of this building and any kind of fun stories that you can share in its century-old history?
Certainly. So the building itself was built as a Swedish lodge for Kansas City. It was once a drugstore, which you can obviously tell there was the drugs on the front. There was a grocery store, a butcher shop, and then like starting in the 80s, it became like kind of an artist live workspace.
Yeah. You've got kind of a unique dining feature here. Is this like your chef's table area?
Oh, upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So we found this 16-foot antique table. It was originally in a seed store in Mississippi. Yeah, so it was a farm and seed store in Mississippi. And we had it brought here. We had to cut it down because it was at like a potting bench height.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it seats 18, so it's a really nice communal table.
And I notice you have a lot of these small florals in the, well, it looks to me like chemistry bottles.
I just like the antique look of the brown glass. Before this project, I just collect brown bottles just because I like them aesthetically. And one of the contractors working on our project bought a building that had cases and cases and cases of these.
Really?
And so he gifted them to me when we opened because he knew that I collected them, and now they're our bud vases.
And in a bit, we're going to see the non-traditional cooking method they use to get the unique flavors. All right, every restaurant has their idea when it comes to how the kitchen functions. We don't need to take you behind the scenes at Fox and Pearl to see the inner workings. That's because it's right there in front of you. It looks like it's been here since the creation of the building, but this is brand new, right?
Yeah, it's brand new.
Awesome.
Yeah, we built this in. We had a mason come and put it together, and then local artist welded all of our steel stuff that goes in here.
This stack of wood here is where you kind of get your coals started,
right?
And then you move them into the cooking area.
Yeah, I mean the idea is that you really more so want to cook with coal. Instead of flame. So we, get the fire going here and let the coals drop through this, and then push the coals wherever we need.
How do you control the temperature then at what you cook? Is it just with the number and amount of coals?
Amount of coals, and then how hot you get the coals. Like, if you feed the fire a little air, then it brings the temperature up.
And I saw you had these fans over here. Is that kind of one of the things you were doing?
So it's like if I want to get a little more heat under this stuff, I'll come and feed it some air, and you can see that the coals kind of heat up.
Okay. So what are we making here today?
We're doing a Missouri trout.
Okay.
That is stuffed with faro verde, which is a grain.
All right.
And a little pickled lime butter. And then our porchetta.
Wow.
Yeah. Just, I'll take our string off here. This just kind of keeps it together so the stuffing doesn't fall out while you cook it. We stuff it with the grain and the butter, and it kind of cooks inside and imparts those flavors into the meat.
Okay.
This is a little beurre blanc that we made with pickled lime butter. which is like a white wine and butter sauce.
Wow.
And these are some local black radishes. They're like really spicy, kind of horseradishy
Oh,
almost.
wow.
Kind of gives the dish a little crunch. And then we just finish it. The little cilantro flowers.
Oh, cool. That almost matches what Kristine has in all the little bottles there on the table.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's our trout. And we're gonna plate up our porchetta dish.
Okay.
So we just kind of grill this dish to finish it, but it's had a lot of prep time before it comes to the grill.
Yeah.
So this is a whole pork loin that
wow.
we butcher from whole hogs. And then brine it for about a week, and then we wrap it with the belly of the hog and then slow roast it.
Oh my goodness.
And then we slice it and then finish it off on the wood fire grill.
I know you have your own charcuterie room downstairs. Is that where
Right.
you do a lot of that prep work for a dish like this?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we have another walk-in downstairs. It's dedicated to all of our meat and all of our charcuterie. And we prep everything down there and then bring everything up here for service.
In the next half hour, I get to jump behind the bar and I'm going to try my hand at making a specialty cocktail. All right, it's nice to end with dessert, but today we're going with the drink. Before we leave you today, here is what's shaking at Fox and Pearl. We're going to make up some fun cocktails that you guys serve here.
Yeah.
What do we start out with?
So for one thing we're going to start out with is something we really wanted to do here was start making drinks that are traditionally known as shrubs.
Okay.
And it's a really old technique. It's an old preservation technique where you take like a fruit that's in season and you basically turn it into a fermented drinking vinegar. And so that way it'll stay good to drink for several months at a time. And so it's not something new. It's something that was done for hundreds of years, but it's become really kind of in vogue again to use in cocktail bars, especially when there's like a strong focus on seasonal produce and sustainability. So the first few weeks we were open, we were getting like tons and tons of seasonal fruit. So what I have here is a blackberry thyme shrub.
Oh, wow.
So it's basically a blackberry drinking vinegar, but they're really nice to make like non-alcoholic drinks with too, because they've got great flavor, but they don't have any liquor in them. This
So
one,
the shrub itself doesn't have any liquor in
right?
it. Okay.
So yeah, it's basically just a drinking vinegar. This one I put a little bit of citrus and some strawberry jasmine syrup in there too, because we use that in one of our cocktails.
So does the strawberry, the sweetness of that kind of counteract the vinegar that's in the shrub?
Yeah, and the shrub itself is sweet too, because you
okay.
do use some sugar in it to pull out the fruit juice, and then naturally turns into a vinegar. And then we're gonna make one of our house cocktails that I'm gonna have you make with me.
All right.
It's called the Fragile Masculinity, because it ends up being a pink drink, but it comes in one of these glasses.
Okay.
And over my years of bartending, I found that sometimes men are like really weird about drinking out of glassware like that. So it has these ingredients in it: scotch,
Okay.
Cappelletti, Genepi. These are kind of European herbal and fruity liqueurs. A trick we use in restaurants and places where you're doing a lot of cocktails is you blend all your base spirits together, and then you can just pour one time instead of pouring three times.
Okay.
So we made it easy on you. So
Oh, all right.
I'll have you do what I do. So
All right.
take the bottle, and then do you remember the name of this tool?
This is the jigger.
That's right.
Okay. So
we
just
fill
up to
it
the
to that
line
halfway
there?
mark. Yeah, we're gonna do that twice.
So 1 and 2.
Yep.
Okay.
And then ice them down. It's getting cold. Strainer.
And just an easy little pour like that. All right. I feel like I'm officially a bartender on
Right. Yeah. Work tonight.
this.
A little bit of grapefruit zest. So
Okay.
you can have your very own grapefruit here.
Work it like that?
Yeah. Yeah. The mint is going on this guy here.
Or? Okay. Oh yeah. Those shrubs are really tasty. Now, Fox and Pearl is open Tuesday through Saturday. It's located down just off I-35 on Summit Street.